This quick start video will get you up and running with TeamSQL in no time. When you launch the software for the first time, you'll have to sign up for an account to use TeamSQL. If you already have an account, you can go ahead and sign in with your email address and password. Once you've signed in, the first thing you'll want to do is create a connection to your server. To create a new connection to your server, click on the plus button. Select your database type and provide the requested information. When done, test connection. If your credentials work, click Save so that you do not have to re-enter your connection information the next time you use TeamSQL. While you have to connect to each of your servers individually, you can connect to multiple servers using TeamSQL. This means that you can use TeamSQL to manage all of your server instances regardless of whether you're running a MySQL database, SQL Server database, or AWS Redshift. To connect to your server, click on the socket icon next to your server name. Once TeamSQL has successfully connected, you'll see a green dot indicating such. At this point, you're ready to run your first query. To do so, you'll need to open up a query execution window. You can do so by going to File, New Query, or you can hit Control or Command N. Alternatively, you can right-click on the table name and click the Open Table option to look at the first 200 results returned. Now that you've returned a subset of data from your table, you can manipulate the data or share it as you need. All of the shared data functions can be accessed by right-clicking anywhere on the data table. You can copy as little as a single cell or as much as the entire table. You have the option of copying the data as JSON, CSV, or tab-separated data. Alternatively, you can also export the data to those exact same file formats. One additional feature that TeamSQL offers is the ability to share as URL. What this means is that you will create a custom URL that you can share to your colleagues. Your colleagues, by navigating to that URL, can see the entire result set. If you make any changes to the query you're executing, you can rerun the query by clicking the Execute button. You can save your query for future reference by using the Save button in the top right or by using Command or Control S. You can also easily collaborate on this query by using the Share button in the top right. You can share the query itself, or you can share the results as link. If you ever want to refer to any of the queries you've executed, you can do so using the History tab. Opening it up, you can search for queries using the filter, or you can scroll down to find the query you're interested in. If you click on any of the queries that appear in your History tab, it will execute. You will be able to see the full query that was executed as well as the result set. If you right-click on the result set, you will get the same sharing options as you would if you had used the main query editor window. You can also manage the queries you've saved using the Saved Queries area. You can see that there's a list of your files as well as the files that have been shared with you. If you are a part of one or more teams, you'll see the team listing in the left-hand side as well. You will also see the connections that you have made. The Saved Queries area is also where you manage the sharing of queries with individuals and your team members. By clicking on a query, you'll bring up the Options toolbar. By clicking on the Share button, you can share your query with one or more teams or with one or more individuals. Simply select the teams or individuals with whom you'd like to share the query and click OK. If you're sharing to individuals, you'll need to provide the email address so that they receive a notification that you've shared a query with them. If you do not have any teams associated with your account, you can create a new team by going to Teams and Create New Team. When creating a new team, the first thing you'll need to provide is a name and click Save. You will now be able to invite individuals to join your teams. To do so, provide their email address to TeamSQL. They will receive an invitation, and if they accept the invitation, they will be added to your team. Once someone joins your team, if you share a query with your team, that person automatically gets access to your query as well. If you have existing teams, you can manage them by going to Teams, then Teams and Management. At this point, we've covered signing up for TeamSQL, logging in, creating a connection, connecting to your server, running a query, working with saved queries, sharing your queries, managing your teams, and sharing your work with your colleagues. For additional resources on using TeamSQL, please refer to the description for this video.